Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Amazing last week, Friday, amazing. Yesterday, very nice day. Zscaler right away and sell it. Can't keep rolling up all the time on some of this stuff because they don't continue to go. So you just got to know that, okay? Interesting, right? Interesting. You guys, somebody let me know if you can hear me because it's really weird. It didn't say it was starting today. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So let's talk about logic because logic is what makes things go. And we were up like 12 a little while ago, and now we're starting to go negative. So talk about logic, talk about reality, talk about stupidity. And one of the things that social media has given us is a bunch of irresponsible people that run services, completely morons, saying things like Nvidia's a fraud, Tesla's a fraud. I mean, you could say Tesla's accounting doesn't make sense, something's fuzzy, but it's not a fraud. They're selling cars, okay? You can say Nvidia is doing some stuff that's sleazy. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but it's not a fraud, okay? But as soon as somebody says that, you know the person they are. I mean, they're just maggots. I mean, that's who they are. They're maggots, okay? So just understand that. Okay, today, Lily trying to go, LLY, it just needs to get through this 581, and then it's beeline to 600. Does it get there this week? I don't know, but we have the 75s, the 85s, the 600s, and the thing actually exploded yesterday, and they were all up huge, okay? So that's one thing, okay? Next thing is the logic. Two things on logic, and people don't understand. And in 1992, remember, I was trading in 87, 88, 89, started getting better in 92. One of the things I told you, I used to take $5,000 to $100,000 all the time, and then back. And then the war was going to start in 92, and you got to understand, I wasn't listening to CNBC. I don't really, you know, there wasn't social media out there. It was just Netscape, remember? And it's just stuff you would hear on the nightly news or whatever, something like that. And the consensus was, because consensus from dumb people, and yeah, maybe I listened to dumb people back then, was there's going to be this long drawn-out war, so the market was going to collapse. So Sam, like, you know, his $5,000 to $100,000, he's like, I'm going to rip huge. Here's a $60,000, $70,000 position. Frankly, opens at zero the next day when the war starts. Futures are down like 40 as soon as we launch, and 20 minutes later, the futures go positive. From the things that you learn. And then you learn that the war is bullish. Everything has to be rebuilt. If you have a fighter jet, now these are all used fighter jets and everything else. Once they're used, you have to build new ones. If you give aid to Ukraine and you give them 5,000 missiles, you need to build 5,000 missiles. I mean, this is not logic. I mean, illogical. This is just very simple logic. Okay? If Israeli, so here's what's going on behind the scenes. Did Israeli know this was coming? Maybe. There's some speculation out there that they knew it was coming. They said, let it come, and then gives us a reason to destroy it. I don't know what's real. Okay? But here's what I know. If they did not know that it was coming, if they did not know, then IT spend explodes through the roof. It goes up 30, 40, 50% instantly. Instantly in the U.S., instantly in Israel, instantly everywhere. So why would that be? Here's a quiz, guys. Why would that be? Type it in. Why would IT spend go way up if they didn't know it was coming? Come on, type it in. Just one guy. Let me know that you're thinking. Come on, come on. No, it's not AI. Why? If you spend all this money and you did not know, there you go. Very nice, Ryan. Insufficient intelligence. You didn't have enough. You didn't have enough. Think about what would happen on a Sunday here if they hit an NFL stadium or a college stadium. The spending would go through the roof for IT. But what is IT? IT is chips and it's technology, right? So just understand that. That means you're underinvested, okay? So this is logic, and if you can learn this, then you can see. So yesterday, I knew NOC and LMT right off the bat. The problem is LMT was up, 38 points in the first 5 minutes. And what I remember from the Ukraine war just 3 months ago, it ran huge and then it dropped, it cut in half. So if it was up 35, see, this is where you guys got to learn this stuff. Learn it and write it down. When a war starts, LMT and NOC go up 20, 30 points and then they drop 10. So I waited till it dropped 10. And then we bought them at 4 and we bought closer to the money. And 4 went to 10. And if you held those, they're going to be 16 today. Okay? And then NOC was waiting for it to come down, and it finally came down, and we bought it. And those are going to be a double at the open. So now, maybe they go today, maybe they don't. So the last time they moved almost 80, 90 points. So you would assume LMT can go to 450 and 480. Doesn't mean it always happens the same way, but this is what you're trying to remember this stuff. So that's when you make a ton of money. Okay? So that's the logic on NOC and LMT. Tesla. Adam Jonas puts out another report that a $400 target, he just went from a $300 target to a $400 target in a month. And it's down. Now, I don't know if this runs because 251 is very, very hard. But if it runs, it's going to take off. It should be 470. But it's not through 461, so it's kind of interesting. If you look at Microsoft, Microsoft is moving. It's over this 330. It looks like 342. But tech has to run. If tech doesn't run, it won't run. So we're sitting in Lilly, we're sitting in NOC, we're sitting in LMT. They look great. NVIDIA, nice reversal yesterday. NVIDIA's, people just making shit up. They just make shit up. It's amazing. Microsoft, like, they're going to release this chip. But not one person has asked Microsoft, is this chip going to be available for people to buy? I bet you it's not. Because they got massive lawsuits when it doesn't work. You let me train a model and it didn't work. I'm telling you. These wannabe chip makers, you better get smarter, and you better have, the reason Apple succeeds in it is they got 1,000 people working on it. They don't have 5. Okay? Zscaler, why did I get in and get out? All of them were running. They look like they want to run. They're all at high of year, but we know very few things have second and third days. So you take your 20 grand really fast and you're in and out. Boom, I'm good with that. Okay? BKNG beats by $9. It's trading at 3,200. It's back to where it was pre-earnings, and it was down 100 yesterday. So why is that? Logic. Very simple, guys. Logic. What's the logic? Oh, if there's terrorist stuff, flights and travel immediately go lower. Very simple. Doesn't mean it happens, but that's what they assume. It's logic, guys. Logic. So today you want to see if NVIDIA takes off. You want to see if Autogo follows, Lam Research, the chips. And remember, that Biden report that came out last week said by the middle of the month, they'll release the new bill on what you can sell to China. I get the feeling it's going to be bullish. I just get the feeling it's going to be bullish. Okay? Interesting. I agree on the Microsoft thing that it'll ignite in November. But here's the thing. I know people at TI. I know all the purchasing managers and all this stuff. And they're not going in full blast with every employee. So the earnings are not going to be as great as they think. And the price is very high. So you just have to understand that. Okay, that's what we know. Sitting very nicely. NOC, LMT, Lilly. Very, very nice week. In and out. Okay? Then we see. Okay? Okay. So that's what we know. Hope all that stuff helps. Hope you're learning stuff. Writing stuff down. I mean, write this war stuff down. When we had an attack, LMT, NOC, Raytheon, they all moved huge. And then the following day, they moved again. And then when it happens again in a year or 2 years or 6 years or 20 years or 30 years, you tell your sons, daughters, they can make money off of it. Right? I mean, opportunities. Okay. SPX it was up 12, now it's up 2. Very nice move yesterday. 43.41, 43.52, 43.72, underneath 4,300. That's it. Next. Then we see. Okay? Avago. They said that the deal is going to close on October 31st. How fast can you close a deal? In a day or two? Don't know. Let's say you can close a deal in 3 days, just making stuff up. That means they got to get approval by the 28th. Do they get approval? I don't know. It's 18 days. If they get approval, this thing's going to be 900 plus. And if you get a good chip news, it's going to be way more than that, maybe 950. If they don't get approval, it will go down. NVIDIA, 458, 461, accelerator, Caterpillar. If all these things are breaking all over the world, and bridges and everything are breaking and getting blown up, wars, Caterpillar, right? May not go right away, but then we see. It's got a 288 beast. Keep an eye on it. Adobe, better, 536. Lam Research, 641. KLA, 472. Pan W, 256. 261 beast. Zscaler, 178 next. BKNG, 3,100, but it's all about travel. Lilly, 581. Beeline to 600 if it can get through 581. Maybe it doesn't. Meta, very, very, very strong. 321, 326. Underneath 288. Way down there. No reason to sniff to the downside yet. Snowman. Somebody put out a report that Datadog is going to miss again. The last time Datadog missed, Snow was down 10. They're not reporting yet. Do they miss? I don't know. So just be aware. MDB getting better. This was at 416 and the CEO open mouth. Open mouth, stick foot in, and be dumb. And your stock goes down 100 points. That's what happened to MDB. Netflix. Goldman says they're going to have more customers, so they are getting customers, but less revenue. This is what I've been saying. Because if you have somebody like Sam that says you need a second account for so-and-so, you open a second account. And Netflix says, oh, we got another account. But they only get a couple bucks for that. So revenue is lower. Not so good. Okay, understand that. I think Netflix moved 50 points on earnings, one way or the other. SMCI trying to break up. 302, huge accelerator. NOC, 487, big number. 487 was showing it this morning at 3 a.m. And then 500. LMT, 452, 483. NOW, 572, 581. Microsoft, 332, 336. Tesla, watching the first 5 minutes. If this can get through 261, we're going to attack the 270s. But it's not there yet, so not going to do it yet. Look, you make decisions when it's time to make decisions. You don't say right now I'm going to buy Tesla 270s because you don't know. What if something comes out and the market drops 500 points in the next 10 minutes? You still go buy it? Make decisions when you're ready to make decisions. That's what we know. Okay, comments, questions, looking. There we go. Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. Everybody have a great trade day. See you in chat.